Linda Rugg, who is returning with Murder on Ice.
Good morning, everyone. I somewhat piggishly demanded to go ahead of everyone because I have to go teach. But it's wonderful to see all of you sitting here, and it's wonderful to be back at OLLI to talk about my favorite topic of murder and mayhem and my addiction to that kind of fiction. A number of years ago, I came to Cal, 12 years ago, I came to Cal, and I started teaching Scandinavian crime fiction, which at that time was not a very broadly understood concept. And I had between 12 and 20 students in my little classes every time, and it was very pleasant, you know. But then last year I taught it, and I walked into the room and I had 65 students. And I thought, what in the world just happened? And so I asked them, I said, so are you guys murder mystery addicts? Everyone just sat there silently, you know. I said, you're really interested in Scandinavia? Total silence. Have you read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? Every hand in the room went up. Well, we're not going to read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And I hope that doesn't mean that none of you are going to come to my class. But I decided that I would focus instead on some of the other crime fiction that's coming out of Scandinavia, a lot of which is really fascinating. And The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, or the Stieg Larsson phenomenon, as we call it in our department, has made it possible for me to familiarize people with the idea of Scandinavian crime, which was not a concept before. So the books that we are going to read, and some of you I know, I recognize some faces in the room, took this class with me before. So I wanted to be able to teach a totally new class, so I changed all of the books. And we're going to read different books. So if you took it with me before, you can still take it if you need more murder and mayhem. And I snuck in a literary text from the turn of the century for our first text. It's a fantastic book about a doctor who wants to kill one of his patients. And so I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite books and my students' favorite books, called Dr. Glass. I think that Woody Allen based Crimes and Misdemeanors in part on this book. But in any case, I'm asking people to read that before the beginning of class. This is a fairly reading-heavy class, but you will find yourself turning pages very rapidly, I think. We're also going to be reading social criticism in this class. I mean, a lot of crime fiction in Scandinavia is about social criticism. So we will read something by the dynamic duo Maj Sjöwall and Per Valdö. If you say that 3 times fast, you get a special award. Mm-hmm. And then we are going to read, so we're going to focus on Scandinavia and the rest of the world, how they have a perspective on the rest of the world that's rather different from the perspective that we have on the rest of the world. So we're going to read about The Dogs of Riga by Henning Mankell, where he's talking about the new relationship with the Soviet Union after it falls apart. We're going to read Smilla's Sense of Snow, which involves a Greenlandic woman and Greenland and Denmark. We're going to read The Indian Bride by Karen Fossum, which involves men who look for wives in India, outside of Scandinavia. And finally, we'll read something by the very exotic Icelandic writer Arnaldur Indriðason, Voices. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in class, and you must bring a strong stomach, tolerance for explicit sexual scenes, and a tolerance for odd Scandinavian names.
Thank you.